And our mission today really is to give you some practical, usable strategies. We're drawing from Teacher Sam's comprehensive work on unlocking fluency with daily self-talk.
Right.
We want to move past just the idea of it and show you how you can genuinely transform your speaking, get over those,
Ditch
hesitation.
the freezing up moment.
Exactly. Stop that constant translating in your head and actually start thinking in English.
Okay, so let's break down what self-talk actually is. Fundamentally, it's, well, talking to yourself, right? Either silently or, out loud.
Pretty much.
We do it all the time to process things, thoughts, feelings. But how does that become like a superpower for learning English?
Okay, that's where it gets really interesting. When you do this self-talk in English, you're doing more than just practicing words. You're actually rewiring your brain pathways.
Rewiring. How so?
Well, studies suggest that when you verbalize thoughts in a new language, you're essentially building direct English routes for your thoughts. It helps you bypass that detour of translating everything from your native language.
So it makes it feel more direct, more natural.
Precisely. It makes English feel natural, faster. It's a kind of cognitive training, really. I mean, think about athletes. They visualize, they talk through their movements.
Right. Or public speakers rehearsing.
Exactly the same principle. You're getting your mouth physically used to forming English sounds and words, making the act of speaking smoother, and crucially, training your mind to link thoughts directly to English expression. No more translating middleman.
What really jumps out at me there, and I think this will resonate with a lot of you listening, is the no judgment aspect. Talking only to yourself means, well, you don't worry about your accent or if your grammar is perfect or making mistakes. It's just you that creates this like completely safe space to just try things out. How important is that no fear zone?
Oh, it's absolutely pivotal. Seriously. That freedom from fear unlocks so many practical benefits. First, it makes daily practice actually possible.
Right, because it's low stakes.
Exactly. Even 5 minutes a day builds rhythm and fluency much better than, say, one stressful hour a week. You don't need huge blocks of time.
That makes sense.
Second, it's incredibly flexible. You can do it anywhere, right?
Yeah.
In the shower, walking, cooking, whenever.
True. No scheduling needed.
Third, you naturally improve vocabulary and grammar. Because as you talk, you'll inevitably hit words you don't know or sentence structures you're shaky on.
And then you notice the gaps yourself.
Yes. It prompts this very organic need-to-know kind of learning. Fourth, and this is a big one, it directly helps you start thinking in English. The more you do it, the less you translate.
Building that direct connection.
Exactly. And finally, all of this together just massively boosts your confidence. You get comfortable hearing your own voice in English, expressing your own thoughts. That confidence carries over into real conversations.
Okay, but I know what some listeners might be thinking now. Doesn't this feel, well, a bit silly?
Yes, the silliness factor.
I mean, I've tried it. Narrating my morning routine in another language felt like, I don't know, a really strange one-person play in my kitchen at first.
Totally normal feeling.
But the trick is just to start simple, right? Like basic stuff. I'm brushing my teeth, or, okay, now I'm making tea.
Absolutely. Or describing things around you. I'm opening the window. It looks nice out today. It doesn't need to be, Shakespeare.
It's everyday actions.
That initial awkwardness, it fades, honestly. Teacher Sam used to tell stories about students starting with whispers, then ending up chatting away quite happily to their reflection.
Or the cat.
Or the cat, exactly. Once you're past that initial phase, you can definitely branch out. Try talking about feelings. I'm feeling a bit nervous about this test today, but I think I'll do okay.
Or asking yourself questions.
Yes, like, okay, what do I actually need to get done today? Where did I put my notebook? Engage yourself. And another technique, which I personally find really effective, is using a mirror.
Looking at yourself while you speak, why does that help?
That immediate visual feedback, seeing yourself form the words, it really seems to speed up how comfortable you feel. It makes the connection between you and the language feel more physical, more real.
Interesting. It makes it feel less abstract, maybe, like you're actually communicating, even if it's just with yourself. And you mentioned one more powerful step, recording yourself.
Yes, definitely. Record yourself, just on your phone. And then, this is key, listen back.
Ooh, that sounds potentially awkward, too.
It can be at first.
Yeah.
But it's incredibly valuable. You become your own teacher. You start noticing things where your pronunciation is getting clearer, where your fluency is improving, maybe little grammar points to work on. It's a fantastic feedback loop.
So to make this less abstract and easier to actually do, Teacher Sam came up with these things called genius self-talk prompts.
Yes, they're brilliant for giving you a starting point, especially if you think, okay, but what do I actually say?
Right, structure helps.
Definitely. So, for example, in the morning, you could use, today I want to. Simple. Or while you're doing something routine, I am doing this
Like
because.
making coffee. I'm making coffee because I need to wake up.
Exactly. Or for checking in emotionally. Right now I feel because.
Yeah.
Or planning. My goals for today are even practicing gratitude. I am thankful for.
And motivation, too.
Yeah, like I believe I can
Yeah.
because I have. These just give you easy entry points throughout the day.
And the advice is to pick, say, 3 prompts a day and speak for just 2 minutes on each. That sounds actually really manageable.
It is. And that's the beauty of it. 2 minutes feels tiny, right? It's easy to commit to, even on a crazy day.
So consistency over quantity.
Absolutely. Consistency is far more powerful here than trying for long sessions you might end up skipping. 2 minutes, 3 times a day, that's 6 minutes of focused, judgment-free practice. It builds up those neural pathways and that muscle memory steadily. It's about creating a sustainable habit.
Okay, so we know how to start, what to say, but what about common roadblocks or mistakes people make? I can still hear some people thinking, yeah, but it's not real practice.
That's probably the biggest misconception. We
Okay.
really need to tackle that. Self-talk is real practice. Speaking is speaking.
Your brain is still doing the work.
Exactly. Your brain is still forming sentences, accessing vocabulary, coordinating your mouth. It doesn't really care if there's someone else listening when it comes to the mechanics of speaking. Another hurdle, worrying too much about making mistakes.
Ah, yes, the perfectionism trap.
Big time. Don't let it stop you. Mistakes are how we learn. The goal here is fluency, flow. Speak first, worry about corrections later, maybe when you listen back to a recording. If you stop every single time you stumble, you'll never get that rhythm.
Makes sense. And what about being inconsistent or that urge to translate everything?
Yeah, inconsistency is the killer for this technique. It only really works its magic if it becomes a daily habit, even just for those few minutes. Treat it like brushing your teeth non-negotiable.
Got it. And the translation thing.
That's a habit you actively want to break with self-talk. Instead of reaching for a translation app or dictionary immediately, try describing the word you're missing using other English words.
So if I forget stapler, I might say, the thing you use to attach papers together.
Precisely. And what's fascinating, what happens then, is you're forced to think more creatively within English. Your
Yeah.
brain stays in the target language. That builds real fluency and adaptability, much more than just looking up the word.
The long-term impact of doing this consistently sounds, well, pretty life-changing, both emotionally and practically. You mentioned feeling less afraid, stopping the overthinking.
Yeah, you start to just express yourself more freely, more naturally.
Can you maybe paint a clearer picture? How does that internal shift, that comfort, show up in the real world?
Oh, it shows up everywhere. Think about job interviews. You'll find yourself speaking more smoothly, answering questions with less panic,
Presentations at work or school?
less daunting, definitely. Even personal relationships can benefit because you're communicating more clearly, more authentically. You genuinely become your own coach, your own teacher. And honestly, you start to kind of enjoy the sound of your own progress in English.
That internal freedom then opens external doors.
Absolutely. Better job prospects, maybe travel opportunities you wouldn't have considered, access to education, deeper connections with people globally. It's really empowering.
So for listeners wanting to jump in, we've got a concrete plan, a 30-day self-talk challenge.
Yeah, a simple structure to get you started.
Week 1, just focus on describing your daily actions. Keep it simple. Week 2, move up to talking about your goals, your feelings.
Getting a bit more complex.
Week 3, try practicing telling short stories or giving your opinions on things.
Right, like summarizing a movie you watched or something.
And then week 4, challenge yourself a bit more. Maybe simulate conversations, practice scenarios you might encounter.
Like ordering coffee or asking for directions in your head or out loud if you're alone. And throughout this whole month, track your progress somehow.
Maybe keep a little journal note.
Yeah. Or, like we said, record yourself maybe once a week. Just for you.
Oh.
Listen back. Notice the changes. Celebrate those little wins. You'll likely be quite surprised by the difference even just 30 days can make.
It really boils down to something so simple, doesn't it? You don't need the perfect grammar book. You don't need a specific accent. You don't even need another person there.
Yep.
You just need one thing, your own voice.
That's it. Self-talk gives you the power, the path to progress, and, well, a clear purpose for your practice. Fluency isn't some magical gift. It's a habit.
A habit you build.
And it honestly starts with just one sentence. One sentence you say to yourself today.
Every single word you speak out loud in English really does bring you one step closer. So maybe think about it right now, listener. What are, say, 3 sentences you could say aloud about what you're doing or thinking in this very moment?